Hello, this is the 2020 edition of the IYF Camp, and I'm Reverend David Kojitre, speaking to you from the campus of ABI'S Creation Fashion College in Ghana. As a competency-based fashion institution, we want to let you know that we are privileged to be part of this year's virtual youth camp by IYF. Our school is a competency-based institution, and we are positioned to use the competency-based training to be able to discover the giftings of the young man and young woman, to help them train and equip themselves to be able to deploy their talents and potentials to help build their nations. If you're watching me now and you're a young person and you have found your passion, I want you to know that if you can follow your passion and you'll be disciplined, you work very hard, and then you decide to take advantage of this pandemic that is going on in the world, to be able to enroll yourself on an online school that is offering any form of training that will help you to discover your gifts and then develop your gifts so that you can deploy your gifts to be a blessing to the world's economy. You will be laughing at the end of the day. So I want to challenge you. If you have passion for fashion, look for a fashion school like our own, online, enroll, and then discover your talent, train your talent so that you can use it to help build your nation. I want to thank the organizers of the IYF Youth Camp, and we say thank you so much for this great work that you are doing for young people. IYF, challenge, change, and cohesion. God bless you.
Welcome back to class for the next stage. In the first edition, you saw us cutting the front. So now we are coming to cut the back part of the dress. We'll use the same procedure by folding the cloth into two. But the first thing we'll do is, because the back have a zip, we'll rule the zip line. But we'll measure 2 inches allowance for the zip. From the center part to the zip line is 2 inches. And then the neckline for the front, we measure from the upper part to the down part 4 inches. But with the back, I'm measuring 1.5 inch because the back is a little higher than the front. And then I'll place the front on the zip line. Because it's the same measurement, the only difference are the darts. We have princess line in front, but we have straight darts at the back. But the measurements are the same. So these are the pieces of the front. So the back, we measure the same measurements. From the middle part to the dart line, 3.5 inches. This is it. And this is the sewing allowance. That is 1/4 inch. And then in between the darts is the same 1.5 that we measured earlier. And then, now that we have the darts, we measure the bust on the back line, which is 10.5. The full measurement is 42. 1/4 is 10.5. the waistline, the waist measurement is 37. Divided by 4, we had 9¼ So the 9¼ when you put the two dots together, then you measure the 9¼ and then the remaining fabric will be the allowance. So now that I have the measurement correct, I'm taking the front from the back so that I will be able to roll my back line, my back dart line. So the back dart is 10 inches from the waist to wherever I want it to end. And the back straight line, the back straight dart, it can end in the shoulder and it can end halfway. So if you want it to end in the shoulder, then you roll the line from the middle part of the dart, then you measure the shoulder line. This is 6 inches. So half of the 6 inches will give us 3 inches. So you put the ruler on the 3 inches mark to the center line of the dart, then you rule it straight down. And then you rule the sewing line. So these are the sewing lines of the dart. Then I'm folding the middle part of the dart. That is the first line I roll. Then I notch on the middle line. I fold on the sewing line and give it another notch. On the shoulder, you give the center part a notch. So when you are going to sew the dress, you only fold this middle lines together and iron it. Then you have the middle line ready. The sewing lines are already ruled on the fabric, so you stitch on the sewing line to have your dart. So for example, if this is the machine needle and I'm sewing on the line that I ruled as the sewing line. So after sewing it, when you open it, this is how it will come out. That is the half part of the back. And then the front, you do the same thing to the front. You open it and then you join the dart lines together. You put the dart lines together with your machine. Because we are in the cutting room, there's no machine here to sew. So I'm using the pins to show you how to sew on your line. So when you are done sewing, this is one side of the dress. When you are done sewing, you have your princess line with the breast space. So when you put it on your body, this is how it's going to look like. And this is the half part. You join the other part as well. But this is how it's going to look like on your body. Let me stand for you to see. Okay. So this is the front and this is the back. And I already showed you the flare. So now we are coming to cut the sleeve for the dress. We always cut on fold. So you have the same procedure. I folded it into two and I folded it into two again, making it 4 pieces. So this is what I'm coming to use to cut the sleeve. The unfold part is the shoulder part of the dress, of the sleeve, sorry. So after folding the fabric into 4 parts,